She'll smile, she'll nod, she'll even say everything's fine, but what she won't do is tell you exactly what she wants. She wants you to know, but she won't say it outright. She hopes you'll understand, but most men miss the mark. Most men try to fix it, they try to ask. But the high-value man, he does it without being told. This is Stoicism, not as a philosophy, but as a radar. A radar that picks up on the signals women give even when they're not speaking. Let's dive into the 4 things women want you to do, but will never directly tell you. First, the curveball. Undress her mind before you touch her skin. She won't text you saying, "Can we talk about Plato tonight?" But she craves a man who sees depth as foreplay. It's not about being the smartest guy in the room. It's about being present, mentally, emotionally, and verbally. Women aren't just drawn to your abs, your car, or your flashy lifestyle. They're drawn to a man who can dance through a conversation like it's a slow seduction. A man who listens, not just to respond, but to truly uncover. Women are complex, thinking machines filled with emotions and analysis. If you can navigate that without judgment, without trying to fix, without running away, you become rare. And what's rarer than that? A man who can quote Epictetus while making her laugh. That's Stoicism in action. When she says, "I had a weird day," don't rush to ask, "What happened?" Instead say, "Tell me what made it weird." Let her unravel. Every woman has an emotional zip file, and the man who carefully unpacks it wins. She wants mental intimacy before physical intimacy, but she won't say it because she's been met with blank stares, scrolling phones, and football games in the past. So, next time she opens up, don't just talk, listen, make it a sacred space, a temple where you hold her trust in silence. Then say just one thing that makes sense. Those 3 words will make her feel safer than any locked door. I understand you. Second, own the room, then disappear like a ghost. Confidence isn't loud, it's about presence. It's the kind of presence that makes people wonder, who is that guy? And more importantly, why do I want to know him? Here's what women won't tell you. They want a man who moves like he's familiar with every corner of the room, but doesn't need to prove it. They crave mystery. They want to see a man who has the power to control the room, but then lets it go willingly. That's the Stoic edge. Most guys enter a room trying to perform, showing off their alpha side, demanding attention. But the Stoic man, he doesn't act. He watches, he observes, he's calculating like a chess master, thinking 3 moves ahead. And when he speaks, it lands with the weight of thunder on a quiet mountain. Not because he shouts, but because his silence made everyone lean in first. Women notice this. They notice the man who doesn't try to entertain. They notice the one who speaks with gravity and then vanishes. Disappearing isn't ghosting, it's strategic absence. Your secret weapon? The art of less. Say less, post less, text less. And every time you do show up, make it count. A woman who meets a man who dominates the space but doesn't cling to it is drawn in. She wonders, what does he know that no one else knows? That curiosity? It sparks desire. And desire is the currency she won't admit she's desperate to spend. Let the others chase attention. You chase detachment. Because nothing drives a woman crazier than a man who could have anyone but walks away without a second thought. Third, touch her soul without saying a word. There's a moment, just a fraction of a second, when a woman looks at you and wonders, does he feel me? Not just see her, not just hear her, but feel her. She wants you to speak to her soul, but without uttering a word. Here's the magic of Stoicism. You don't need to touch her body to touch her soul. You just need to be fully present, undistracted, unapologetic, undeniable. Most men think connection happens through punchlines or compliments. But the man who can make her feel understood without speaking, he becomes the storm she never saw coming. Women crave that deep, quiet connection. It's not about being clever, it's about being fully there. So there you have it. To truly understand women, you must first master yourself. Presence, depth, mystery, and silence. Those are the keys. And when you embody them, you become irresistible, not by force, but by nature. When she's talking to you, don't sit there just waiting for your turn to speak. Wait for her heartbeat to guide the silence. Then look her in the eyes and hold it. Hold that gaze like you're trying to capture a memory before it disappears. Why does this hit differently? Because women are emotional archaeologists. They feel, they read between the lines, they notice everything. And when they meet a man who doesn't try to impress them, a man who says nothing, but somehow makes them feel seen, really seen, that's when they fall. Quietly. Completely. You don't need to say the perfect thing. You just need to carry an energy that says, you're safe here. You're not being judged. And no, I don't need anything from you right now. That's rare. Most men talk to women from a place of needing something, but you come from a place of wholeness. And sometimes wholeness speaks louder in silence than any words ever could. The Stoic man doesn't need to talk to prove his worth. He simply breathes like he knows his worth. And trust me, she feels that. Like thunder rumbling behind a closed door. Here's a move. Next time she's with you, don't talk. Just sit. Let your stillness wrap around her like velvet. No interruptions, no flirty lines. Just you, unshaken, undistracted. She'll get a little nervous. She might fidget. Play with her hair because she's not used to this kind of attention. Attention that doesn't demand anything in return. And when you finally do speak, make it count. Whisper something soft like, you don't need to say anything, I already understand. That moment will brand itself into her memory like her favorite song. Not because of what you said, but because of how you made her feel. Seen, held, known, without a single word. Now here's the final piece. Make her chase what she can't define. The most unforgettable man in a woman's life isn't the one who checks every box. It's the one who makes her feel something she can't explain. Not the guy who sends flowers and texts her all day, but the one who leaves her wondering, what is this? And why can't I stop thinking about him? Women are drawn to emotional mystery. They don't fall for clear answers. They fall for lingering questions. And this is where Stoicism becomes your secret weapon. Most men overwhelm her. Too much energy, too many texts, too much validation. But you're a locked journal with one missing page. She can read most of you, but not all of you, and it drives her wild. Here's the raw truth. She won't chase what's always available. She won't crave what's already obvious. But she will crave the man whose presence lingers. Like smoke she can still feel in her lungs long after he's gone. This isn't about playing games, it's not manipulation. It's about being a man who doesn't need to be figured out. You're not avoiding connection, you're deepening it. The Stoic technique? Be warm, then quiet. Be close, then gone. Be kind, then still. Let her feel the shift. Let her miss your warmth. That contrast, it creates longing. She'll tell her friends, he's different. They'll ask, do you like him? And she'll pause before answering, I don't know, but I can't stop thinking about him. That's when you know you've got her attention, not her curiosity, but her heart. You don't have to be her type. You just have to be undefined. Let her fill in the blanks. Let her assign meaning to your silence. Let her wonder what you're thinking when you say nothing at all. You don't chase, you don't explain, you exist like a shadow, always near, never quite within reach. And one day when she finally asks, what are we? Look into her eyes and ask, whatever you've been dreaming of, is that what you want us to be? because deep down she was never looking for a man she could predict. She was searching for one she could feel, even if she didn't understand why. So if you really want to leave an impression, stop trying to convince her with words. Start moving her with your stillness. Stop chasing approval. Be the man who doesn't flinch in the silence. The Stoic doesn't chase love. He becomes the kind of man love can't ignore. If something clicked, drop a comment. The one thing I'm starting today is I'll be watching. Until next time, stay silent, stay steady, stay stoic.